What's up, everyone? This is George from Your Local Musician, and this is episode 12 of the Beats in My Bedroom podcast. Now, what I want to speak about today is that I've been asked quite a few times to share my process of making loops and document it. Basically, put out a video of me creating a guitar loops pack, for instance, which is pretty much for what I'm known for right now. And the one issue that I have with that right now is that it's a really, really fucking boring process. If you're not a guitarist, some people might enjoy it, but it's not pretty. I'm not doing anything too out of the ordinary. I do have this skill, for instance, like some of my influences are people that can just switch off, not have any BPM or click track going on, or any drummer or anything like that, and as soon as you pick up the guitar, you can just feel it and just play. And that's all I do. I don't create any sounds with any click track or anything like that. And I rarely, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I rarely play to any drum loops or anything like that. One idea that I have had recently is to, for instance, if I'm creating a lo-fi pack, I'm quite seduced by the idea of downloading some of my favourite lo-fi beats, whether they're mine or whether they're other people's, that don't contain guitar, and obviously just record guitar to those beats, and obviously then just strip out the beat, and it's quite a productive thing to do. It's a productive thing to do. It's quite a productive way to approach it, I believe, and that's pretty much all I do. Like, I literally just sit here, pick up my guitar, and I just start playing. I just start playing. I generally find I'm a really good jammer. I can jam. I can jam really, really, really well and make up things on the spot when I'm with other people, or when I'm on my own. And it is by the influence of guitarists like John Mayer and Eric Clapton that I've somehow kind of mimicked their ability to kind of do that, after obviously so many years of praising them, because they are both virtually gods to me. And you do say that obviously you are influenced by what it is that you watch, and that's how I've kind of developed my style, is by just picking out little bits of things that I like from these different guitarists, and ultimately fusing it all together to kind of hopefully make my own kind of unique style. Don't get me wrong, there is an awful lot more that I want to do. I'm definitely not done yet in terms of showing you my abilities, but I've got a lot more expandable things that I kind of want to do with it, that are going to make the loops that I create much more crazy for the music producers that obviously buy them or download free packs. And it's not a pretty thing. I really wish I had more of a sexier answer for you. I literally sometimes just sit here in my basketball shorts, sometimes with whatever I'm doing, whether it's blazing sun out, I'm sitting here sweating my absolute moobs off. I just play. I have that ability to just pick it up and just play something completely new. And I find that's the best way to actually approach it, because I don't always like the process of sitting down and meticulously, hours on hours, trying to come up with the perfect thing. I've always looked up to people within certain genres where, for instance, if we're referring back to hip hop, is freestyling, just coming out with what you feel. And after a few years of obviously playing the guitar and loving to play the guitar, and you've learnt an awful lot. You've learnt a lot of chords. You've learnt about scales and things like that. You will develop the ability to be able to do that without really ever thinking of the theory behind what you're playing. Sometimes when I create these loops, I can't even remember what really I played. When I go back and listen to it, like how it's actually sort of played. Like obviously I can once I listen to it once or twice, and obviously pick it up by ear again. But it's just that natural thing of being able to just flow it off. I believe that's an amazing trait in any musician. If you're a pianist or whatever. For instance, Aaron Barber from Slap Experts is amazing at freestyling, just making shit up on the spot. That's why he's so talented. I think that dude's been playing 18, 19 years, and that's why his loops are as good as they are. That's why my loops sound the way that they are. It's because I just let it go. I just let it go and do not let any thoughts about what's going on outside with the craziness, with the protests and obviously lockdown and things like that. Just let it all go and focus entirely on the music that you're playing. And that is how I create sound packs. It's not a particularly out of the ordinary approach. A lot of people are the same, and for instance, when I create drums and that, I do kind of more focus around not having the guitar in it and being more of a beat maker. This is the thing that I love, is that I always had this obsession I always had these two obsessions that I combined, and that was with hip hop, and that was with blues and classic rock music. And I believe that I am a culmination, if that's the word that I'm looking for, of those two worlds put together, and that's ultimately what sort of makes my style up as a beat maker. Because if you've listened to any of my beats that I put out in the past, you'll notice that guitar is a big part of them, and that kind of really only started to happen in the last year to 2 years, I'd say. But that's who I am aiming to be, and I'm only trying to be the best version of myself, and what I'm influenced by is what drives that, and that's just how I sort of do it. So guys, that was episode 12 of the Beats in My Bedroom podcast. If you're not subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you're on the old YouTubes. If you're on any of the audio platforms, go ahead and do whatever it is to make sure that you're notified about the next time when I drop an episode. And thank you for listening. I look forward to episode 13.